There's a lot of things that happen when we're live with lots of these lights. It changes us completely, and I wanted to give you some things that you can do when it comes to hair and makeup to make you look the best, so you feel better, so you're confident, and also, you know, if we feel more confident, if we feel like those things are dealt with, we can be more confident in our message, right? I want you to be able to focus really on the content, the things that you're saying, and not this other junk. So I thought I would just make this video to give you a couple tips. Again, these are not things you have to do. I just want to offer them up in case you would like to do them to make yourself feel better. The biggest thing is when there are lights on us that are normally not on us, we actually look very different. Our makeup that normally, you know, our regular use makeup is all of a sudden kind of, it's non-existent. It disappears when the lights are put on us, whether we're on stage or we're live on television. You may look great in person, but what happens is these lights go on and then certain features of ours just kind of disappear. So the first thing is, let's talk about hair. Hair is important. I'm going to talk about men first. Men, there's something that men do. They tend to go get a haircut right before their wedding. They get a haircut before anything that's super important. And what happens is sometimes our hair looks a little shorter. It appears like we have less hair on camera, whether you're getting still pictures or you're live on television. So be careful, men, before you just decide to run out and get your hair cut real short. Please consider letting your hair actually just kind of grow out. Some anchors that you see, they look like they have a regular old haircut, but if you saw them in person, they have quite thick hair. So for men especially, let your hair, tell your hairdresser, your barber, to let your hair grow out just a little thicker around the sides, because on camera, whether it's on video or pictures, our hair actually looks a little thinner on the sides when when you're on camera or on video. Plus our ears look smaller when we've let our hair grow out a little bit on the side. So that's just a tip for men. Also, men, if you are balding, make sure to use a little powder up on the top of your head or right where you're balding. What happens is someone might be staring at the light reflecting off of your head instead of paying attention to your content. For women, it's just making sure that your hair is not distracting. If your hair is constantly in your eyes and you're always like this, or you're pushing it away, if you have big thick bangs and you're pushing them away, it's very, very distracting. I'm not saying to always put a ponytail in and keep your hair back, but you really want it to be, at least when you blow dry it, you're blow drying it away from your face. Your bangs are just swooped away, so they're not in your eyes. You want to avoid an issue where you're constantly having to touch your face or move your hair away from your face or constantly tucking, because what happens is people will be looking at that and they'll be, you know, noticing that instead of listening to what you're talking about. So it's really, really important. So that's hair for men and women. Now for makeup, for everybody, a little under eye concealer. So whether it's you're sleep deprived, you're not drinking enough water, you're not, you know, taking care of your skincare, you don't have a good skincare regimen, maybe you don't wear, you know, SPF every day, you're not hydrating, you're not wearing night cream, sometimes your face will show it, right? Your skin will definitely show it. It's important to cover up those dark circles and bags because you want to look rested. When you look rested, you look trustworthy. When you look like you take care of yourself, you look like that you can be trusted. So that's really important. So using a little under eye cover up for men and women is really important. Okay, so that's one thing to think about. Another thing, women, as we get older, our eyebrows kind of disappear. We get less hairs there, and when you put lights on us, our eyebrows definitely start to disappear. So really consider just, you know, you could use eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is not a big deal. You know, you put on whatever color is appropriate for you. If it's a light brown, if it's a dark brown, but just, you know, color in those eyebrows, make sure that they're defined. If they're really thin, you might want to put, you know, thicken them up a little bit, because the eyes are really framed by the eyebrows, and we really want people to connect with you with your eyes. So when you're talking and you're, you know, describing something that's going on, whether you're on TV or on stage or wherever, it's really important that your eyes are very much, they're defined. So that's another thing, is wear a little more eyeliner than you're used to. And I can only talk about my eyes. You know, right now I'm not wearing enough eyeliner. I'm just gonna make that clear. I'm wearing what I was just wearing all day since 6 a.m. this morning. So make sure that you're lining your eyes. For me, I would go, you know, all the way across and make sure to define. I have very small eyes, so I don't want to overly line them up because they'll actually look smaller. So you also have to know your eyes. You might need to elongate a little bit out here so they just look bigger. And I'm not gonna go through a whole makeup tutorial here because I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just pointing out what you may need to do. A little eyeshadow, because right now you can't really see, we're just talking about defining things, right? You may need to define in here a little, a different color eyeshadow there so we can see the definition of where your eyelids start, where your eyebrows start. That's the whole thing about these lights, is they just kind of make everything disappear. So the other thing is mascara. Make sure that you're wearing, right now, I have mascara on and I have pretty darn good eyelashes, but they disappear when they're in front of these lights. So you can't even see my eyelashes right now. So some people wear fake eyelashes. I'm not suggesting that for everyone, but definitely, you know, double up on that mascara. I use just a regular old grocery store mascara. I like falsies. I always go back to that. I've tried natural ones because I don't like a lot of chemicals. I've tried all this stuff, but I like the old falsies because it really thickens them up and it lengthens them. So that's what I just go to, and I think it's like $8 at Walgreens or CVS. But really try to put like 2 coats of that on because we really want your eyes to pop. Your eyes disappear completely when you're in front of those lights. So that, if you're not a big lipstick person, I don't put lipstick on all day. I'm just not a big fan. But you need to just define your lips. So definitely put on some lipstick so we can see where your lips start and your skin, you know, where your lips end and your skin starts. It's really important just to define these features. I'm not saying for you to go all glammed out, but just define the things that you have. And then a big thing is, especially if you're fair like me, I already put some blush on, or bronzer on, but you want to really show the definition between your chin and your neck. So I put on a bronzer here. I definitely try to outline where my cheeks are. And then I go up here, because what happens is we just look like one big white circle when we're as fair as I am. So you really just try to show where your features start and end, okay? I hope that's helpful. If you ever need me to show you specifically for your skin, or for me to maybe hook you up with a makeup artist or something, you just let me know. But that's just a couple tips that I have that I suggest to people. You know what, also with that bronzer, I go down the neck because I like to make sure to show where this is and where this starts. Couple things. I'm sure there's a bazillion, I know there's a bazillion other things to do, but these are just a couple things that'll get you through. I hope that's helpful.